Yeah. Our next speaker is Miss Phooi Chooi Lin, is from Malaysia, and will be sharing with us the results of her research on effect of biopriming with food waste for seed germination and root growth performances. Please, Phooi, floor is yours.
Respected chair, we have exactly 40 minutes and we have 4 speakers. Exactly 40 minutes, 4 speakers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
There won't be any break today, and the next session will start after 40 minutes.
Thank you very much. Ms. Lin, please consider and please fit your presentation in 10 minutes. Thank you.
Hello. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, you can see.
Oh, sorry for because now it's heavy rain.
No
so
problem.
I like to start. So today I would like to present my title of Bokashi Leachate as Biopriming on Basella, rubra, seed germination, and root development. My name is Phooi Chooi Lin, and the co-authors are Dr. Elisa, Putra, and also Dr. Loslan. We all come from the same county, which is County of Agriculture from the Universiti, Putra, Malaysia. So this is my presentation outline. At first, I would like to introduce you all the waste composition in Malaysia. Nearly half is food waste. It's quite a serious problem. Not in Malaysia only. UN also said that around 70% of the food available at the levels are wasted. So at the food loss and food waste, we are always convincing. Food losses is the very beginnings of the food supply chain, whereas the food waste is at the later stage of the food supply chain. Food waste that is at the consumer level, which is in our stage. So why food waste matter? Food waste is we didn't dump this correctly, manage it correctly, they will release some greenhouse gases such as methane, which will make our growth much more warmer. And also they will make the climate change drastically. And also the water footprint they will affect to our water balance and all that. So we need some water to clean this and all that. Also, if we didn't manage it correctly, just dump it into the landfill or the dump site, then we reduce the shelf life of the landfill. So, for me, I just can manage to say I'm the students or the farmers. So I didn't have the effort to track it from the very, very beginning stage. For the very beginning stage, that we need the people for the awareness to manage their own food waste. So I just can do in the immediate one, which is moderate preferable way, which is use the anaerobic digestion or compost it to recycle the nutrients. So for the food waste that can digest it and fermentate it with the enzyme. So for this, the bokashi that can do this way, because the bokashi that can fermentate the organic matters, then they will come out the substrate and also the leaches within after 2 weeks. So for the leaches that have the specialties on that, for the leaches that have, you can leach them for every day, for every 2 days, up to you. But the organic matters here. If you are putting the very juicy things then they will come out a lot of leeches. If not, they will have some, a little bit only. So for here, I just choose some. I just chose the seed that is hard to germinate one, and then which is the Basella albas. This is hard to germinate, but then they have a lot of nutrients for us. For example, the antioxidants, which is good for our health. So for this one, that is hard to germinate, so they will normally go to the vegetative propagation, which is just like cutting, and go for the expensive one, micro propagations, which is tissue culture, which need some technicals to handle them. So why don't we just do them in the commercial with the easy ways, household ways to do that, which is seed priming. Priming just soak the seeds in the leaches. So for the objective of this study is to determine the effect of the Bokashi leaches used as a biopriming. First, I use the EM to inoculate the thing, so they have the bioagent there to see the seed germinations and also the root development. So for the method that I carry out for is, at first I will produce the Bokashi bun with this recipe, and with this recipe, which is EM, molasses, and waters, and inoculate for 2 weeks. Sun dry them for as fast as possible to prevent the secondary fermentation. So for here, I will produce the Bokashi with the food waste in the ratio of 2 to 3 for the cook and brown. And I will chop it and seal it and layer it out one by one. They will come out. After 2 weeks, they will come out the substrates and also the leaches. So for here, I will leach the leaches just after 3 days. For the experimental design, I will use the completely random design, CRD. So for the treatment that I given is the biopriming duration, which is 6 hours and also 12 hours. Normally they will soak their seeds for overnight. So I just roughly put it in 12 hours and just cut it into half. For the concentrations, I will use 0% of leaches, which is as a control. So, and also for 1 to 550, 500, 1 to thousands, and also 1 to 500, which is this is the ratio from the Bokashi community's website. I just use them to test the effects of that. So I will do the 2 ways here. So the ways I germinate the seed is use the food wrappers to put a kitchen towel on top and then put it one by one, just as the pictures here, and then draw it and then support with the 1 cm of the water level. For the measurements that I taken, I will count the seed germinations, germinated seeds every day until day 7. So for the load length, I will measure it at the day 7 by using the root scanners, and also with same, I will take the image for the shoot and analyze by using image J. Then for the statistical analysis, I will use 2 ways. ANOVA performs this by using R statistical software. If the p-value is less than 0.05, I will measure it. I will compare the mean by using the Duncan mean range test. For the result and discussions, the short priming duration that can improve the seed germination performance in most of the germination parameters. This is because the long priming, they will prone to the injury for the imbibations injury. So therefore, they will difficult to germinate. They are already too full to absorb the water. for the next one is the long priming duration also is not good for the initial growth performance, because for the long priming, they will have the loss of desiccation rate. In the priming stage, they have absorbed a lot of water. After that, you pick up, they will get the dry condition. Then they will lose the desiccation to growing.
Excuse me, you have 1 minute more minutes.
Thank you. And then for the high concentration that can enhance the initial root growth performance. I mean, here is high, is very high in here, which is 1 to 500 ratio. So this is high concentration that will allow the nutrients mobilization between the plant and also the soil, which will enhance the allicin synthetic for protein. So for here, I can conclude that 6 hours of the seed priming duration is the best for the germination and also the initial root growth. And or you can just put this into the 1 to 500 ratio of the leaches to germinate the Basella rubra seed. So if you're more interested on that, you can just scan the QR code and then to check my preprints here. So thank you. And
thank you, Phooi Chooi Lin. It was really nice to see some solutions, but we are running out of time, so I can't. Without further delay, let me welcome the next presenter.